Once the political arm of the militant IRA, the Catholic-Republican Sinn Féin party, is now the strongest force for the first time. They can hold at least 27 of the 90 seats in parliament. So the Catholic-Republican Party Sinn Féin has emerged as the strongest party in the general election in Northern Ireland for the first time. That was clear after counting most of the votes on Saturday evening. According to this, the party, which was once considered, as I said, the political arm of the militant organization IRA, won at least 27 of the 90 seats in the Northern Ireland Assembly. In doing so, Sinn Féin replaced the Protestant Unionist DUP as the strongest force. Sinn Féin lead candidate Michelle O'Neill now has the right to claim the post of First Minister. This is a historic result for the part of the country that still belongs to the United Kingdom. For the first time, a government could be headed by a woman who advocates detachment from London and union with the Republic of Ireland. So far, parties that advocate maintaining the union with Great Britain have always provided the head of government. In the afternoon on Saturday, Michelle O'Neill was celebrated in a flurry of flashbulbs and thunderous applause from her party colleagues when the results were announced in her constituency of Mid-Ulster in the town of Megrafell. Please don't kill me for the pronunciation. Today is a very momentous day of change, she said. And she said, today begins a new era that gives us all the opportunity to redefine relationships in society on the basis of fairness, equality and social justice, regardless of social background. O'Neill called on the other parties to cooperate to form a government. According to the peace agreement of 1998, known as the Good Friday Agreement, the large parties from both denominational camps must agree to work together in a unity government. However, the largest Protestant Unionist party, the DUP, the Democratic Unionist Party, has already announced that it does not want to join a government in protest at Northern Ireland's special Brexit status. The Sinn Féin triumph is a symbolic turning point in the history of the region that was founded over 100 years ago. Sinn Féin was once considered the political arm of the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, which fought at gunpoint to unite the two parts of Ireland. So far, politicians who advocated maintaining the union with Great Britain, as I said, have always held that office. And I'm a bit repetitive today, but these are really decisive things. However, the issue of Irish unity played only a minor role in the election campaign. Instead, Sinn Féin focused on social issues such as the rising cost of living and health. O'Neill announced that she wanted to focus primarily on these issues as the future head of government. At the same time, she called for a broad social debate on Irish unity. Let's all work together on a common plan, she said. However, the DUP demands as a condition that the government in London breaks the agreement with the EU on the region's special Brexit status. The Brexit deal and the Good Friday deal are incompatible. That's what influential Northern Ireland DUP MP Edwin Poots told the BBC on Saturday. I completely disagree. Prime Minister Boris Johnson's government must decide whether to put the agreement with the EU over the peace process in the region. That's what Poots said. I really don't think forget it. Northern Ireland Minister Brendan Lewis announced talks with party leaders in the coming days and called on the parties to form a government as soon as possible. The people of Northern Ireland deserve stable government. The DUP had to prepare for serious losses in the election anyway. On the one hand, they are likely to lose votes to the TUV, which is even more radically opposed to the Northern Ireland Protocol, and on the other hand, a number of former DUP voters probably also did their cross with at the Alliance Party this time. The non-denominational party wants to put the dispute between supporters and opponents of Irish unification behind it and is likely to have done well in the election. Following the victory of Irish nationalist Sinn Féin in regional elections in Northern Ireland, the United States government has called on Protestant and Catholic politicians in the British regions to share power under the Good Friday Agreement. Northern Ireland's political leaders are called upon to form an overarching government again, a spokesman for the State Department said in Washington on Saturday after most of the results were known. After the historic success of the party Sinn Fein in the elections to the regional parliament in Northern Ireland, the General Assembly, the region is threatened with political paralysis and a new Brexit dispute. The counting of the votes still went on when I made this video. But for the first time in the more than 100-year history of the part of the country that belongs to the United Kingdom still, Sinn Fein has become the strongest party in the Northern Ireland Assembly, and they do advocate secession from Great Britain and unification with Ireland. And as I said, they won at least 27 seats, beating the Protestant Unionist DUP, who won probably 25 seats, and Michelle O'Neill now has a claim to the post of First Minister. And the Alliance Party, they almost doubled their size of the faction to to about 17 seats now. However, it's unlikely that a government will be formed for the time being. As I said, after the peace agreement of 1998, the Good Friday Agreement everybody's talking about at the moment, the strongest party in both camps had to agree on a government. And once again, the DUP doesn't really respect democracy. They will boycott the formation of a government in protest against the Northern Ireland Protocol. And that threatens political paralysis for the region there. In an interview with a German press agency, Jeffrey Donaldson from the DUP accused the EU and the British government of using Northern Ireland as a political game ball. Now, only one part is doing it, that's the DUP and the TUV. He called on Boris Johnson to use an emergency mechanism to override what is known as the Northern Ireland Protocol in the Brexit agreement. He said, "We felt badly let down when the British government approved the protocol." But the protocol is the best for Northern Ireland. The Northern Ireland Protocol of the Brexit Treaty provides for a special status for the region to avoid border checks with EU member Ireland. However, goods must now be checked if they are brought into Northern Ireland from England, Scotland or Wales. Many supporters of the union with Great Britain fear that Northern Ireland will be decoupled from the rest of the UK. And especially the DUP blames the protocol for, among other things, the sharp rise in food prices in Northern Ireland. Yeah, we don't have them anywhere else, don't we? Addressing Brussels, Donaldson said, "If you are genuinely interested in protecting the Good Friday Agreement, acknowledge the damage the protocol is doing to it." I don't know where he sees. He must be delusional, this guy. Meanwhile, as I said, the US government is pushing the parties to form a unity government, and that will put quite some pressure on Boris Johnson, by the way, because he still wants a straight deal with the US. But the United States are really interested in peace in Ireland, and some people seem to forget that. We look forward to continuing our work with our democratic partners in Northern Ireland and with the UK and Irish governments to promote peace, prosperity and stability across the region. That's what the US State Department said. The transfer of power could thwart British Prime Minister Johnson's confrontational course towards the EU, because Johnson threatens to override the Northern Ireland Protocol to the Brexit deal. Sinn Fein is against that. And a nationalist victory could also lead to a referendum on union with the Republic of Ireland. Scottish nationalists are also pushing for secession from the UK. And that's not the only bad news for the politically troubled British PM. His Conservative Party suffered a painful defeat in Thursday's local elections. Above all, the opposition Labour Party was able to expand its strong position in London and win over long-standing Tory strongholds. After counting almost all electoral districts in England, Scotland and Wales, the Conservatives lost around 400 seats nationwide. Labour gained 240 seats. The losses are larger than it looked after the first results on Thursday, but they are at around the 400 I named in my last video. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.